Hey everybody, and welcome to another episode here at Tribal Trades, the altcoin show coming at you from the great state of Florida. One hell of a cold front, and I'm just waiting for that warmer weather to return next week, but I'm hanging in there, folks. I know probably where you are is going to be colder. I'd like to know how cold it is where you are currently. Because it's probably a lot colder than when I am, unless you're, of course, in Hawaii or one of those tropical islands or down under in Australia or New Zealand. I do want to welcome you to the channel wherever you are tuning in from around the world. Thanks for watching today. We're going to talk about is altcoin season canceled again? What am I going to be doing? How am I going to be playing this altcoin season? I do think it's going to be a little bit different. I'm going to share some thoughts there. But before we do that, make sure you smash the like button. This helps get this channel out to more people, of course. And I love the comments that come in. That helps support the channel as well. Thank you so much. You take the time to write it. I take the time to read it. Those of you ask questions, I do get back to those as soon as I'm able to. If you'd like more immediate engagement and interaction with me, you can find me in the Stocks with Josh Discord that's in the description of this video. You might need to click the more button that will pop open for you, and a bunch of channels in there that I'm sharing content in, as well as my own Crown Traders channel where I share education, insights, some resources, some of my trade setups, and of course entertainment, because this is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. This is for education and entertainment purposes only. Are you not entertained? And I am going to be watching Gladiator 2 sometime today or tomorrow. So if you've watched it, let me know what you thought of that movie. Okay, so let's look at a couple of news articles from X here. Matthew Hyland states, at this point in 2021, ETH had reached all-time highs. Oh no, that's not looking good. Bitcoin dominance had seen its first breakdown. At this point in 2017, neither had happened. So we can think right now that this is not mirroring 2021 as closely, or it's obviously delayed, or it's a little bit more like 2017. Also here we have capital inflows in the cryptocurrency market have declined by 63%, dropping from 134 billion to 43 billion since middle of December 2024. And so this is where we're seeing where's the liquidity there. And I think a big part of that was people front ran the January drop and started to sell earlier in December, and then we saw a little bit more of a January drop. Now we've got the Japan rate hike decision that could tank the markets like it did in August, although I feel like people are a little bit more prepared for it because they're a little bit more prepared for it because there's been a little bit more forewarning that they're prepared to do that. Doesn't mean they are going to do that. Obviously, tonight, when that rate hike decision comes in and there's no rate hike, that's going to be very bullish, okay? If there is a rate hike, in my opinion, that's going to be bearish. Now, how much is priced in already? We're going to find out if that comes up and they're going to bump those rate hikes up. Now, I do explain this in more detail in my Bitcoin video, my daily show video a couple of hours ago, and also yesterday. So check out those videos if you want a more detailed breakdown, particularly yesterday's video there. Okay. And Jacob Canfield said there are two worlds in crypto right now. Those who went through the parabolic bull market with Bitcoin, Solana, AI, and memes, and those in a bear market with Ethereum, gaming coins, and ETH betas. It explains the wild difference in sentiment. And I would add to that, I think the ones that have done really well are, yes, being in the right coins. And it's so important to be in the right coins. So I would say being in the right coins is so important. I don't think there's enough liquidity to go around. I think what we saw from yesterday's show when the Trump coin came in and sucked all the liquidity out of the other altcoins, that we clearly saw there that the liquidity is just not there for all the coins that are there in the market. The sooner as people get out of the low quality crap coins, I think the better, and get into the more quality. And so the title of my video was altcoin season is canceled. I don't think so, but I think it is in the way that we've seen it in the past. I think it's going to be a different kind of altcoin season. I think we've seen it happen so far in this bull run that different alts will pop off at different times, number one. I think some last alt season, everything just went up. You could buy anything and it would just go up. It would just crazy. It would just go up. You just like cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching. I don't think that's going to happen this time around. I could be wrong. I think some coins are going to do that. Some coins are just going to cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching. Some coins are going to be somewhere in the middle, and some coins are just going to be downright mediocre. People have learned, if you're holding an altcoin that's over 90% down in value, that's a big red flag for me. You want to know why? And why I would not buy a coin that's over 90% down? Even maybe 80% down, because that means most of the people who hold that coin are underwater, and guess what they're going to do? When you buy it, they're going to use you as exit liquidity on any pump. They're going to get out of that position, okay? And so really important to understand that. First place I go to is CoinGecko. I see how far it's down, because I just don't think coins should be over 90% down at this far in, okay? So you got to poke it with a stick. Is it still alive? That's not to say that it can't have some kind of Lazarus-style resurrection, but it's just a gamble and a risk, okay? And so that's what I see there. So I do think that this has been more of the bull run for the trader who trades the swings, as I do, and day trades and gets in and out of positions and trades the swings and takes profit. You got some people that are still waiting to take profit on some coins, and it's like, from now on, for my hodl positions, I really haven't touched them, but from now on, any pump we see, I'm cashing in. I'm cashing in on those pumps, and I'm reducing those positions, and I'm going to do a little bit different than I planned. I plan on obviously taking some profits, as we get to that 5x, 6x, 7x, 10x area, and I still am, but I'm going to be more aggressive about it. But I'm going to be more aggressive with my swing trading and my day trades, and my hodl bags. I feel like this is a more volatile market. Now, of course, the reason I'm doing that is because I feel like we are going to see some pretty awesome pumps in February and March. Historically, that's always been the case, and I think that is going to be the case. But again, I put a caveat with that. I don't think everything's going to do that. I don't think every coin is going to go parabolic. I don't think every coin is going to give life-changing gains. I think we're going to see some gains. There's going to be no gains, and then there is going to be some pretty amazing gains as well. So being positioned in the right coins. I also think that the narratives keep shifting. One moment it's memes, and then it's AI agent, and then it's the president and the first ladies and Solana, and then it's back to Bitcoin. And unless you are literally at your computer on your phone and you don't have a job, it's very hard to shift and be in the right narratives at the right time. All of a sudden you're going, I don't know what happened. I was up on this coin 5x, and now it's retraced its whole move. So we're seeing this now. We're seeing coins retrace their whole moves because the money moves somewhere else. And show me the money. You want to know where the money is going so you can follow the money. And this was with the meme coins. Meme coins were never an investment. They were a trade. When they pumped, you take profit. Because if they dump, like most of them do, and most of them go to zero, the profit is gone. And in some cases, if they don't recover, you'll never see that profit again, because the meme coin creators, suddenly it gets to 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, $10 million in market cap. They can just take that money, sell all the coins, and walk away for life-changing. That's life-changing money for them. And so you don't know who's going to stick around and stick it through, and you don't know the ones that are just going to pack up shop and just walk away. And that can be, they may intended to stay in the game for a long term, but after a while, they're like, oh my gosh, this is millions of dollars here, and it's too tempting, I'm out. So these are very, very important things to consider there, okay? So as we look at one of the metrics that I showed this morning, the USDT dominance, it's low. It's low. It's as low as it was when altcoins were pumping in December, yet the altcoins are not pumping, because the liquidity has been sucked into too many different directions, okay? And sure, there is a pump coming. If we look at the lows of the last cycle, which were in March of 2021 there, we're not even down to like 2%. So there is a lot of money still to come in, but there is too many coins for that amount of money. Unless we see a massive amount of retail investment come in and start buying up some USDT and some USDC and buying some stuff. That's a possibility, of course, but right now we're not seeing it. We're not seeing it. We're kind of late in the cycle now. So there's a warning there. And then let's look at total one right now is bullish because of Bitcoin. Okay, we go to total 2, which is all the altcoins plus Ethereum. It's bearish. It's dropped below the 50-day moving average and the 20 EMA on the daily, that's not good. Now, it's not super bearish, don't get me wrong. We've still got a higher low and technically a higher high, but it's not as bullish as the entire crypto market together as soon as you take Bitcoin out of it. Okay, well, let's see what happens when we just take Ethereum out. So now Bitcoin and Ethereum are gone, and the market looks better. Ethereum has dragged this market down. Now, I get asked the question, would I sell my Ethereum if I had my Ethereum right now? No, I would not, because technically and historically, February and March are usually ETH kind of bullish months, but I would be getting out. I would be getting out of Ethereum. I would be DCing out and taking profits on the way up. And of course, I would just be reducing my position. I would not completely get out if I was still in Ethereum, but I would use any pump to DCA out, reduce positions, take profits, and roll them into what I feel are going to be better performing projects. The time to not be an ETH was 3 years ago. 3 years ago, it's been down against Bitcoin. If you look at ETH and Bitcoin chart, it's been down, and that's for 3 solid years. Bitcoin has outperformed it. Why be an ETH? You could have held Bitcoin all this time, a better asset, only 21 million in supply, made more money, yet you chose an ETH. Make it make sense. I don't understand it. I don't get it. And this is a big part of why the market has really stumbled. All these people just tied up an ETH, and now if you sell it now, it's probably going to pump. That's what I'm saying. So I wouldn't be selling it now. I'd be holding on to it now and waiting to see what happens in February and March. But if the rest of the alts start to pump in February and ETH doesn't go with it, then I think that's a really bad sign. Of course, we do have a nice big bull flag here for the altcoin market. Now let's look at the others chart, which is minus the top 10 coins, and it's not looking so good. People are starting to wake up and dump that crap, dump all the meme coins that have no utility, that the team has kind of walked away or whatever, and they're putting them into better and more quality projects. Now, I'm not saying that there won't be a time that the meme coins will pump, and it might be new meme coins that will come out like we saw with the Trump coin and will make people a lot of money and so on. And you got to be all over that. I was sleeping when that happened. So by the time I bought it, $24 when I woke, not when I woke up, but at some point the next day, and then it went up to $75 and I cashed out. I made 300%. I've been day trading, but I've made more money on the Trump coin using leverage, day trading in and out, in and out, in and out, in and out than I did on the spot. And this is what I'm trying to say, that this has really been a market for leverage traders. Follow the yellow brick road, because we've got leverage market makers running the market. So that would make sense. And again, I don't make the rules of the game, but I know how to play it. And so the leverage market makers, and you can swing trade. You don't have to use leverage. You can swing trade. You can open a position at $3,000 in Solana, and then it pumps up, and then you take the profits there, and you're not kind of hodling. But this is what makes sense. It's a little bit of a leverage driven market. It's a sideways ranging market at the moment. And so you can see there that, the best charts are the altcoins minus Ethereum, and the entire chart that includes Bitcoin. So Bitcoin saves the entire chart here because it's mostly made up of Bitcoin. And, if we look at, let's look at Bitcoin dominance here. We've gone to USDT dominance. Let's look at Bitcoin dominance. We can see that it's really starting to jump up a whole lot. Okay, let's go to the day. It's got a ways to go before we get back to the levels it was when the market popped out. That was down at 40%. So we want to come down and see it down at 40%. That would be pretty epic. And that's where that USDT money that's sitting on the sidelines can come in, and more of it can be minted. But we look here, and at the moment, it's looking fairly bullish. It's creating higher lows here. We're above all the key moving averages, including the 100 moving average simple on the daily. And so that's quite bullish at the moment. And as we know, altcoins dump a lot heavier than Bitcoin. But also, I think it realizes as people buy some of these coins, look at some of these coins that had parabolic moves to the upside. It's retraced its entire move. This one's been doing quite well here. This one was one I gave in the Discord at 27 cents. So if you got in on that trade, you made around 300% there. How much was that on that trade? And I don't mind. I don't, let's have a look. I gave that in the Discord at 27 cents. And then we saw that go up to 250%. Looks like it only happened in a couple of weeks' time. So just saying again, there's money tied up in the wrong coins right now. And yeah, there you go. But you see just a lot of these coins, it just retrace their entire moves here. Even virtual is looking a little bit better than some of the other ones out there. And you want to look at the ones that kind of will hold their ground and hold their pump. Those ones that have retraced their entire move, I either got out of or I didn't. Again, this is one of the stronger ones that are there. Just retrace their entire move. And so Sui obviously looking a lot stronger. Solana obviously looking a lot stronger. I'm waiting to see if it's going to retrace its entire move from the Trump pump that it got from the Trump coin that was back here around the low 200s. But right now it's forming a little bit of a bull flag there. So it's important to be in those strongest coins. Maybe some of those made in the USA coins. I did cover 5 coins yesterday. So go and see my video, my made in the USA top 5 coins. I even gave a bonus coin in there. But it just goes to show that the liquidity, there's not the amount of liquidity for the large number of coins. Being in the right coins is the most advantageous, but being in the right coins at the right time, number 3, and then number 4, having the right trading strategy at the right time. Sometimes it's going to be better to be in a spot when the market is trending up and taking profits. But for me, I think that swing trading is probably the best, because you can keep taking profits as it goes up. Because in swing trading, I don't completely close out my position. I just take profits and then I buy back on the dips, and then I take profits as I go up. And of course, day trading, of course, is when I enter at a position, it goes up, I take profit on a position, and it comes back, I get in, I get out, I get in, and I get out. And so that is really what I'm looking to share and to show. And I know some of you have been learning my money printing method, which is my day trading method. I talk about my swing trading methodology as well. I'm not going to go back into it in those videos, but you can watch those on my life-changing gains series, which is found on my cheat sheet, and you can find it under the education tab of my cheat sheet. And I go through this entire strategy, and this is why I've been successful in this bull run, because I've had all 3 strategies. I've had the HODL strategy, the swing trade strategy, and the day trade strategy. And the majority of the money, of course, has come in on swing trading and day trading. For those of you who've just got HODL bags, that I feel would have been quite tough in this market, because I feel it is quite different. So yes, I do still think alt season is coming, but I think it's going to be a little bit different. It could happen in parts. I don't know if we're going to see some big 2-month parabolic run where everything pumps. And if it does, I'll be very glad, because I'm well positioned. Either way, I win. But I do think it's going to be an altcoin season to be in the right coins at the right time with the right trading strategy. That to me is going to help in being able to pivot. We saw the AI agent stuff come in. I was able to pivot that. I gave you AI XBT at 27 cents. I gave you virtual at $2, and that went up and did hundreds of percents. I gave you some of these AI agent coins that did really good gains, and then now the money's flowed out of those. So hopefully you took profit on those, because that's the kind of market it is. I'm very much now in a mode, and I always am, see profit, take profit. I buy the big green candles. I'm fearful when others are greedy, and I'm greedy when others are fearful. I don't suffer from FOMO. I don't care if the profit is there, I take it. If the coin keeps going, I take more profit. Okay. And then I look at buying back on the big red candles, on the extreme fear. We might see that coming up. Stay tuned for tonight. I'm going to be in the Discord. I'm going to be awake. And obviously, if they delay the rate hike decisions or like 1 a.m., 2 a.m., I may not be awake, but I'm going to try. If it's at 9, 10, 11 p.m., I'm going to be awake. I'm going to be in there trading the rate hike decision. If there is anything to trade, maybe it will be a nothing burger. Maybe there'll be some kind of a dump and a sell-off there. We're going to see what happens. And of course, there is no rate hike decision. We could start seeing the market pump as well. So that's the other option that could happen as well. Either way, I'll be there. I'll be in the Discord. I'll be with everybody in there. I hope to see you in there. Until the next episode, happy trading.